And welcome to Studio 5. Zack Williams, Elevation Rhythm, and the life and times of Elvis Presley are center stage this week. We can't wait to share those conversations and stories with you. So let's not waste a minute and fire up this week's countdown of the top 5 headlines in the world of uplifting entertainment. Here are the first 2.
At number 5, Angelina Jolie makes a humanitarian journey to war-torn Ukraine. The actress says she is humbled to witness the resilience of the Ukrainian people while in Lviv meeting with children impacted, injured, and displaced by the war. Jolie serves as a special envoy for the United Nations Refugee Agency. And at one point, she rushes from a railway station following the sounds of air sirens during her visit. At number 4, after a few pandemic stops, the Met Gala returned this year, the annual fashion benefit for the museum's Costume Institute.
Marilyn Monroe back in the spotlight thanks to Kim Kardashian. The Met Gala mainstay wearing the infamous dress Marilyn wore to President John F. Kennedy's birthday party in 1962 when she sang him happy birthday.
I tried it on and it didn't fit me. And so I looked at them and I said, give me like 3 weeks. And I had to lose 16 pounds down today to be able to fit this.
Well, that begins our countdown and brings us to music makers Zack Williams and Ann Wilson. They are touring together and singing to sold-out crowds. We're catching up with them at their stop in nearby Portsmouth, Virginia. We're going to bring you our chat with Ann next week, but this week it is Zack Williams, whose hits include Chainbreaker, Less Like Me, Rescue Story, and the Grammy-winning duet with Dolly Parton, There Was Jesus.
I just can't see you past myself, Lord, help me be a little more like mercy, a little more like grace, a little more like kindness, goodness, love and faith, a little more like patience, a little more like peace, a little more like Jesus, a little less like me.
So we're at the end of the tour. How does it feel? We're only a few hours away from you taking the stage and we're sitting here right now.
It feels good to be kind of ready for a break. This has been maybe one of the best tours I've done. It's been great.
Many stops sold out,
yeah.
So people have been waiting for you.
I guess so, you know, it's yeah. It's just been a lot of fun.
What can't you leave the stage without singing? I imagine that if you were to try to walk off and not do, what are those?
We do about 18 songs a night. So out of those 18, I got about 8 songs that I need to definitely play every night. But Chainbreaker is the one I think that could probably get me in trouble if I didn't pull that one out. So. I think for my music, I have my fan base. It's kind of across the board. You know, I have a lot of people that are music lovers and they want to come and hear songs and sit and listen to the lyrics. And then we have that crowd base it's also, you know, they're ready to come and you know, sing along all night long. And so it's great. I love it.
The tune I'm listening to from Zack Williams these days, more often than not, is Less Like Me.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
1, 2.
You know, I just wanted an honest song. You know, I think a lot of time, maybe I'm the only one that feels this way. Maybe there's other Christian artists that feel this way, but I feel like people kind of put you on a pedestal and they think that because you know what you do for a living, then your life must be perfect and you must have it all together. And it's so far from that. You know, I have more probably, you know, days I get it wrong than I get it right. But you know, I'm a work in progress, every day I'm trying to be more like Jesus. And so that song for me was just kind of an honest look in my day-to-day life of, hey, this is the real me, but I'm trying to be more like him.
When do you sit down and write some more music?
I've actually got a new record coming out this fall.
You do?
I've been writing music for about the last year and a half. Got quite a bit of songs coming out. Got a new single coming out this summer, and you know, I'm excited.
What can you tell me about it?
I will say the song that I'm putting out this summer is unlike any song I've put out. I would say it's a message that I've wanted to put out in a song for quite a while. I haven't released anything quite like this, and I'm pretty excited about it.
By the way, Zack has also won 6 Dove Awards, and in 2017, Billboard named him Top Christian Male Vocalist and New Artist of the Year. He is still on tour and likely making a stop near you. Be sure to check him out.
Still ahead.
Over and over again.
A new sound is birthed from inside a popular North Carolina church.
Elevation Rhythm. We are certainly familiar with Elevation Worship, taking home a Grammy this year. So big news, we're very familiar. What's the relationship for Elevation Rhythm?
2 band members take us inside Growing Pains when we come back.
Orphans Promise is committed to loving and serving at-risk children, to helping keep families together, and to creating opportunities for strong and sustainable communities around the world. We're working in over 60 countries around the world, and with your help, we can do even more. There's an old African proverb I love that says, if you want to run fast, run alone. But if you want to run far, run together. At Orphans Promise, we want to run far so we can touch the lives of as many orphaned and vulnerable children as possible. But we don't want to go alone. We're out to change the world, one child, one family, one community at a time. Will you join us?
At number 3.
Ain't no sinner that he can't save. Let me tell you about my Jesus.
The world loves this Ann Wilson single.
I took a quick look at it before coming upstairs here to talk with you, and at least the video that I saw right now is at more than 9 million views.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's truly amazing.
Amazing, it's now a full-length album with the same title, My Jesus.
You can wipe away the tears from broken dreams and wasted years.
And amazing, her music career actually began little more than 4 years ago at her brother's funeral following a car accident.
As I walked up on stage and I sat at the piano, the Lord took every bit of nervousness away from me. I heard him say to me so clearly that I was called to worship him.
And then years later, as God just did a miracle in my life and I started to write songs, I actually looked back into my journals and I realized that I had never written anything other than my Jesus, referring to God. And I remember asking God, why is it that I've only ever written my Jesus? And he said to me, it's because, Ann, I am yours and you are mine, and we have a personal relationship with each other.
At number 2.
An incredible true story comes to the big screen May 9th.
You have tenants. Leave today, or I'm going to terminate your lease.
A demoted journalist, a recovering addict, and a pastor fighting for the homeless find themselves at the end of hope.
I'm Cecil. Welcome to Hope.
T.C. Stallings leads the cast of No Vacancy in theaters nationwide for one night, May 9th.
You have to run it tomorrow.
No, not a chance. You're going to have them leave today.
You see it, you'll see it. I got 45 signatures right here, Mayor, against this proposal from my neighborhood. Let's stop this! Give it on me, come on! All right, one more.
people love Cecil Johnson, but then you look at what he went through with homelessness and drug addiction and just what he had in his heart, which is old racial scars and racism in his heart. And I'm just like, I have to make this come to life and for people to believe me. And being that this is a real person with real issues, and so you got people who've been on drugs before that'll be watching, you got people who've been homeless before that will be watching, and then you got people who knew Cecil Johnson that will be watching. So the authenticity required was amazing, off the charts, and that's the role that you want as an actor.
And that leaves us with just one more story in this week's countdown. We'll get to it in just a little bit. Right now, we head to Charlotte to sample yet another sound coming from the house that is Elevation Church and its Elevation Rhythm, which has released its debut album. It's called Growing Pains, and we have the chance to speak with two of its members about the project.
Yesterday I met a man, he knew everywhere I've been. Asked if we could be best friends. I took his hand, he took a chance. He showed me a different way and gave me a brand new name. Now I'll never be the same since I took his hand and took a chance.
Elevation Rhythm. We are certainly familiar with Elevation Worship. What's the relationship for Elevation Rhythm?
It's birthed out of our youth ministry. I like to say, like, we're very similar to Elevation Worship, but very different at the same time. We, as much as we love and honor all that Elevation Worship has done for the worship ministry, the worship culture, we're trying to take it to places that really worship music or music about God just hasn't been yet.
Why do I feel what I cannot control in my life? Why do I forget that the fire is how I'm refined? I try and I try and I try to keep pressing on with hopes.
Tell me about Growing Pains. Why this album? What birthed this particular sound for you guys?
Making an album, everyone doesn't want an album from everybody. Like, sometimes people are making albums now, and it's just kind of like, yeah, we really need that from you. We just needed a couple songs. And so we knew that when the time comes, we really wanted to, but we knew that you kind of have to really build that up. And so last summer, we kind of got the green light to really start working on the album. And so we had an album, but we didn't have a title. We didn't know what it was going to be called. And then when we wrote Growing Pains with our friend Mitch Long, it just kind of summed up the season we were in personally, the season we were in as a team, the season we were in as a ministry. It was just like giving that vocabulary to God preparing us for something. Then once that song came about, we realized, like, oh, this is what we've been going through.
That raises a great question for you both. What's it like preparing music for the house, but then having the world experience it?
It has to make sense in our context first. If we're trying to make it make sense outside of our context first, then we're doing it for all the wrong reasons. And so we never really create or do anything that doesn't really, like, our responsibility are the people that we lead every weekend and the people that are part of our ministry. And so it's always, sometimes it can be the toughest crowd because they get some of the best songs from Elevation Worship too.
So are they critical when they don't like something? Are they willing to let you know they don't like it?
Yeah, they're gonna let you know. You'll hear it.
Sometimes faith has growing pains.
What's your prayer for this project? This will be the first album from Elevation Rhythm, correct?
My prayer is let them see Jesus in it, the same way that we would see Jesus in all these things that one day we'll see. And whether he rides in on a white horse or whether he comes to town on a donkey, let them see Jesus. Whether it's 808s and a gospel choir sample, let them see Jesus. Whether it's over and over and a beautiful strings outro on all along, let them see Jesus. So whatever that looks like for people, for the Lord to meet them where they are.
And Elevation Rhythm's Growing Pains is available right now wherever you download or purchase your music. Before we take a quick break, we'd like to share a story in pictures. Here's this week's Studio 5 Snapshot.
We don't want to ruin it for anyone who has not seen the latest episode of NBC's This Is Us. But let's just say, Tuesday's show brought many fans to tears with its emotional handling of mortality and family loss. This is the final season for the hit series, with just 3 episodes remaining. It wraps May 24th, and this photographic look at the show is this week's Studio 5 snapshot. Just moments away.
Are you born with destiny? Or does it just come knocking at your door?
He's a young singer from Memphis, Tennessee. Give him a warm hayride welcome, Mr. Elvis Presley.
It's a Studio 5 first look at Elvis, the latest biopic on the music legend.
We are the same, you and I. We are 2 odd, lonely children reaching for eternity.
Daddy?
Yeah, buddy?
How many nickels are in a dollar?
There are 20 nickels in a dollar.
How do birds fly? Does milk really make my bones stronger?
Yeah.
Daddy, when we die, will we go to heaven?
Do you have the answer to life's biggest question? Call the 700 Club. We'll help you find answers to the important questions life brings your way.
Watch breaking news, in-depth exclusive stories and programs from health to entertainment you won't find anywhere else. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. Enjoy credible news reporting from around the world. Discover inspiring programs and stories of hope, all in one place from a Christian perspective. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. To watch the CBN News Channel, download the app or visit cbnnewschannel.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. David Perlmutter, board-certified neurologist and #1 New York Times bestselling author. Wouldn't it be great to boost your energy, eliminate brain fog, and even reverse brain disease? Well, you can, and I'm going to show you how, along with some of the world's most well-respected brain experts, in this DVD, Protect Your Brain.
Get Protect Your Brain, a free DVD only from the Christian Broadcasting Network, featuring experts on the cutting edge of neuroscience and brain health.
No matter how many times you've failed in the past, you really can do this.
In Protect Your Brain, you'll discover simple strategies to keep your brain young and healthy. Improve your memory. Discover the gut-brain connection. In Protect Your Brain. Get your free copy at cbn.com or call 1-800-700-7000.
If you want to improve the quality of your life, get the DVD Protect Your Brain and get it today.
Welcome back to Studio 5. We continue to learn more about the life and times of Elvis Presley. And we have a Studio 5 first look at a new film. In this story, we see Elvis Presley rising to fame in the 1950s while maintaining a complex relationship with his manager, Colonel Tom Parker. And that role is played by none other than Academy Award winner Tom Hanks.
There are some who'd make me out to be the villain of this here story.
Let's don't let a good thing die.
Are you born with destiny? Or does it just come knocking at your door?
He's a young singer from Memphis, Tennessee. Give him a warm hayride welcome, Mr. Elvis Presley.
Get a haircut, buttercup.
In that moment, I watched that skinny boy transform into a superhero. He was my destiny. I wish to promote you, Mr. Presley. Are you ready to fly?
I'm ready. Ready to fly.
Tomorrow, all of America will be talking about Elvis Presley.
President John up to move around so much during the tape. If can't move, I can't sing. Some people wanted to put me in jail the way I was moving.
They might put me in jail for walking across the street, but you're a famous white boy.
The way he sings is God-given, so there can't be nothing wrong with it.
Senator Kennedy has been shot. Martin Luther King has been shot to death in Memphis.
That's all right for you.
Tragedy, but it has nothing to do with us.
It has everything to do with us. Reverend once told me, when things are too dangerous to say, sing. I'm gonna be 40 soon, and nobody's gonna remember me. I need to get back to who I really am. And who are you, Oz? I just gotta be making the most of this thing while I can. This can all be over in a flash.
We are the same, you and I. We are two odd, lonely children reaching for eternity.
Elvis is scheduled for release next month, June 24th. We hope to bring you more on this film as that release date gets closer. With that, we have made it to the final story in this week's countdown of the best in uplifting entertainment. Here's this week's number one.
At number one.
Grandpa, tell me about the good old days.
The country music world is still reacting with shock to the passing over the weekend of Naomi Judd. Superstar Carrie Underwood called her a true legend, a word used in many remembrances, including by fellow legend Loretta Lynn, who said she was heartbroken.
Judd's final performance was in April at the CMT Music Awards. She and her daughter reuniting on stage, singing their iconic song, Love Can Build a Bridge.
Love can build a bridge.
Their official farewell tour was set for this fall.
Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
Naomi Judd died at the age of 76.
I have faith, I believe in God, and I've gotten through all this stuff because of those three things: my faith, my hope, and my belief in an eternal God.
Having sex before you marry is a bad idea.
Don't tell me there's no such thing as gun violence.
That just depends on your definition of when life begins.
Watch Dan and Dale tackle trending topics that test your faith on the next Faith Wire. Monday night at 8:30 on the CBN News Channel. The Global Lane takes you around the world, providing facts over fiction.
What might rising trade and geopolitical tensions mean for you on the home front?
With over 45 years of experience, award-winning journalist Gary Lane brings you the truth from a global angle.
What about the issue of immigration?
World news analysis you won't see anywhere else.
And it's all right here on the Global Lane.
Thursday night at 8:30 on the CBN News Channel.
Welcome back to Studio 5. Music fuels the production of the show, and this week it's a little something new from Ed Sheeran. It's called Two Step, and he shot this video in Kyiv, Ukraine before Russia's violent assault on the country. He says it was his first time there and he felt welcome. Take a listen and hear why Two Step is what's playing in my ear this week.
Behind the screen and forget to be, lose the conversation for the message that you'll never read. I think maybe you and me, oh, we should head out to the place where the music plays, and then we'll go all night, just stepping with a woman I love. All my troubles turning nothing when I'm in your eyes. Electrified, we'll keep turning up and go all night. And we had dips and falls in our time, but we know what it is to be low then up, alone then love, and all we need is us to go all night, just stepping with a woman I love.
That's Ed Sheeran's Two Step, and he's donating all proceeds from the video to Ukraine's humanitarian appeal. On that musical note, we are almost out of time for this edition of Studio 5. So let's take a moment and look ahead to what we're working on to bring you. Come next week.
It's Eddie James and Tommy Woodard.
We're the skit guys.
We believe humor breaks down walls for truth to enter.
I should have known better than to trust you. You have no idea where we are. Get that thing away from me! My skin is on fire!
If you're laughing at something you're watching, you're going to probably more apt to listen to whatever they have to say. But then you just got to have something good to say. And we believe the Word of God is the best thing to talk about.
And these funny preachers have their first feature film.
Family camp is the highlight of our year. You ask our family, it's the greatest place on earth.
I'm sorry, I was late.
Again.
What do I gotta do to make it up to you?
How about we go to that camp?
We have your Studio 5 first look at family camp.
I'm stuck here with Dr. Phil's demented twin brother when I should be back at the camp singing Kumbaya with my family. It's okay, mi amigo. When God closes a door, he opens a Chick-fil-A.
It's something so new and so fresh and so funny.
We hope you'll join us for that story and so much more come next week. Before we say goodbye today, we want to return to the Grammy Award-winning Zack Williams for the final word for today's show.
I feel like I'm not proud of my past. You know, there's a lot of things I would do different, but I feel like it's allowed me to be the artist that I am, have the story that I have, the platform that I have now to stand and share with the world, you know, what God can do in your life, you know, when you surrender everything to Him. And so on that side of it, I wouldn't change a thing because I feel like God allowed me to walk through that to stand here and tell the story. But yeah, you know, everybody has their own free will, you know, and that was the thing. I got to a place where I thought I knew more than my parents and started making my own decisions, and they weren't good decisions, you know, but thankfully God had a plan for my life.
Zack Williams, thank you. That is a great final word and lesson for this edition of Studio 5 and this week's look at uplifting entertainment. Until next time, make time to uplift someone around you, and then please come on back and see where Studio 5 takes you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.